Welcome to this e-GRO Plant Growth Regulator Tips video. Hi, I'm Brian Whipker, Professor of Floriculture at North Carolina State University. In this video, we will discuss methods of increasing the number of flower buds on Christmas cactus. So let's get started. First, I would like to thank Fine Americas for providing research support which made this video possible. To begin with, let's look at what influences flowering in Christmas cactus. The development of flower buds is the result of long nights, or stated another way, having short days. Generally, around October 1st to 5th, flower buds become visible if relying upon natural day length conditions. A configured foliar spray application can stimulate an increase in the number of flower buds produced by the plant. Timing is important though, because foliar sprays must be applied after the start of long nights. If black cloth is being used to initialize flowering, then a more precise spray timing can be used. Once floral initiation has been induced by providing long nights, the configure can be applied 1 week later. If one is relying upon natural season conditions, then it is important to scout the crop and apply configure 2 days after the first flower buds are visible. If applications are made too early before floral initiation has occurred, then only phylloclades will be produced and the plant will have limited flowers and be of poor quality. Late applications can also result in uneven flower development, and smaller sized buds may not fully open. So what is the optimal spray concentration to use? Based on our trials at NC State University, we found rates between 100 and 200 parts per million were optimal for increasing the flower bud number. For first-time users, though, it is suggested to start around 100 parts per million to determine optimal rates under your growing conditions. You may also find that lower rates of 50 parts per million may be sufficient for some varieties. This is especially true for some of the white cultivars. Higher concentrations above 400 parts per million should be avoided. An excess number of flower buds will be produced and many of these may not fully open. Here are also a few tips to consider when making configure foliar sprays. Configure enhances but does not cause flowering. To increase the number of flower buds, applications need to be made after the start of short days. Complete spray coverage is also needed. Configure is not readily transported throughout the plant by the phloem. To illustrate this point, once applied, configure can move within the leaf as indicated with the green arrows, but it does not move out of the leaf very well as indicated by the red arrows. The reason for this is the vascular system of the plant. Configure readily moves within the xylem, but has limited movement in the phloem. Thus, a configure foliar spray will enhance flower bud count only on phylloclades which have been sprayed. So with limited movement out of the leaf, it will have no effect on phylloclades if spray coverage is uneven. Therefore, complete spray coverage is required. In conclusion, let's summarize the key points when using configured foliar sprays to enhance flower bud number. Configure is an excellent tool to use to increase flower power on Christmas cactus. Applications must be timed correctly to achieve the desired effect. It is recommended to target the concentration of 100 parts per million during your initial trials, then modify the rates for your own greenhouse conditions.